Hi, everybody. How's it going? Thank you for joining us. Welcome to check. Is that coming through? It's intermittently coming through our speaker there. Is it coming through out there? Hey, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Sorry, we're having some technical difficulties tonight. As you can see, we're doing something pretty drastically different. And we thought we had it set up. We thought we had it dialed, but maybe it's just the cable? I don't know. Seems to be cutting in and out. If you're tuning in, please shoot us a comment. Let us know if this microphone is coming through clearly. That would help us out a lot. Darren says coming through. All right, what's up, Darren? Happy birthday. I'm assuming it's Darren Versami, yes? Yeah. Happy birthday, Darren. As I hear, rumor has it, big 4-0 tomorrow. He's a 4th of July baby and celebrating his 40th, so happy 40th, Darren. Hope you get an awesome day. Remember, all those fireworks are just for you, just to celebrate you. Thanks for joining us, guys. As you can see, we're doing something a little different tonight. We're going unplugged, even though I won't even tell you how many plugs we have up here. But we're unplugged, okay? We're going totally unplugged. That first tune was kind of a bonus. I was just kind of doing a little warm-up there, and that turned into a little bit of a trio thing just to make sure we're all dialed. That is, I don't even remember. Do you remember the composer of that one? I'm not sure who composed that one. That's a great old jazz standard called G Baby Ain't I Good to You. I first learned that as part of Young Actors Workshop, or YA. Shout out to anyone that knows YA, remembers YA. And it's also a great version of Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald doing that one, if you want to hear a great version of that tune. So anyhow, thanks again for bearing with us as we kind of get our different setup here. Hopefully everything runs smoothly. Hopefully I remember how to play this thing. I haven't been playing this thing that much recently. Used to play this every single week over at Room 389 with Trios and Kahlo. Shout out to Trios and Kahlo. But I'm a little out of practice on this, so hopefully we'll make it happen here. Speaking of Trios and Kahlo, we're going to start off with the song that I've done with Trios and Kahlo for many years. I actually wrote an arrangement that's actually coming out on our new Trios and Kahlo record that's going to be dropping sometime soon. We're getting very close. We're in the final stages of putting together a new record, so that's exciting. And this song's going to be on that. This is a short version of a medley of songs from the great film Amélie, as you may know, is a great French song and features a lot of awesome French accordion music. So thought it'd be a fun place to start off. So we're going to start there, and then maybe we'll leave the second half of this medley as a mystery. I'll just tell you we're going to go somewhere very different for the second half of this song. But I bet some of you will recognize it, so hope you like this one. See, I want to cue on. We'll just stay on that C major. All right. Thank you guys so very much. That was, again, a little medley of a couple of tunes from Amelie. So the bunch of great themes in that movie. One of my favorite movies. Just a great movie overall. Really, really fun one. If you guys haven't seen it, recommend it. And I wonder if did you see anyone that recognized that last one? Any shout outs to anybody? I imagine, knowing our fan base, someone must have gotten that, no? All right, I'm just going to leave that hanging out there until someone gets it.
Come through for us.
Who can come through? Big prize, yeah. A big virtual pat on the back for getting that one. All right, so we're going to, as we're going to do many times during this set, we're going to shift gears. That's one thing that we've been having a lot of fun with this instrumentation. And one thing just for me that I've always felt strongly about this instrument, the accordion, is obviously there's a lot of preconceptions about what the accordion is and what accordion music is and what kind of music you should play and shouldn't play on the accordion and all that sort of thing. But to me, I've always just thought of this as another instrument and another way to create music, and a really fun one, and one that has some really cool possibilities, some things that are very different than what I can do on a keyboard or a piano. And the fact that it's portable is pretty awesome too. But yeah, so I've always just liked to kind of bring this instrument into anything and do anything with it. Because why not? And I think we all kind of feel that way. We all have, very wide ranging tastes in music and like to just create it however we can. So with that in mind, we're gonna play a classic funk soul song for you guys on this instrumentation. Now, you maybe not have figured that, but this is a fun one that we've done quite a bit. We've probably done this in one of our previous streams. This is a kind of a Hogan Brothers classic that I thought might work well to adapt to this instrumentation, because we start off in the more kind of traditional soulful kind of way, and then we flip it into more of a Brazilian groove too. So this is our rendition of "People Make the World Go Round." Kristen Rose, that's the piano. Right? She got Prototype. All right, shout out to Kristen for getting Prototype. Very nice, awesome. Yeah, that was of course the Outcast song, specifically the Andre 3000, who's a awesome artist, and yeah, that's one of my favorite tunes. Great vibe on that song, one of my faves. Cool. So here is our version of "People Make the World Go Round." All right. Thank you so very much. That was, of course, just your standard reggae version of Paul Simon songs on accordion, you know. As you
Run of the mill.
Yeah, run of the mill, as you normally do. No, that was, of course, the great Simon and Garfunkel classic, Sounds of Silence. And shout out a couple people that helped me develop that arrangement. I first brought that one into the Mark Stepp trio. Shout out Marcus Steffens on sax and Eric Garland on drums, a great trio. We played together regularly for a long time before Marcus decided to go tour around the world and be a rock star. But, you know, hey, that's all right. It's okay. I'm not bitter. No problem. It's totally fine. No, and then I also, as I tend to do, steal from myself to bring other places. So I also have brought that one into another great trio I play with quite a bit called the Pan Power Trio. So that's a trio led by the great steel pan player Jeff Norell. Shout out to Jeff Norell, and also co-led and helped to be formed together by Josh Jones. So that's a really fun trio that we have, the three of us. It's been a while since we've got to play together, as I guess I could say that about a lot of groups, but have a blast playing with those guys as well. So figured that would be a cool one to adapt to this instrumentation as well. Who knew? Reggae on accordion works pretty well. So, all right, let's see. Oh, next up we're going to do one that Steve arranged for, this was part of the Body Music Festival a while back, is that right? Or
Brian Dyer sang it.
Shout out to Brian Dyer who sang this one, and Namita, is it, what's her, Namita Kapoor, of course, Namita Kapoor, who, Steve and Namita had an awesome dance arrangement of doing their best of, I guess, what would it be, Fred Astaire and Ginger Rogers, like if they were like a little drunk and like stumbling a little bit, so they ended up accidentally dancing in 7 instead of in 4. I guess this is what would end up that. Yeah, so this is Steve's version of Putting on the Ritz in 7. I think it stays in 7 all the way through, right? Isn't that bridge as far as I know, that bridge is in 7. I don't know. We'll see what we're doing a lot of new material, so we're in the seat of our pants here, but having fun. That's part of what makes it exciting. And honestly, that's one of the things that's really fun about these live streams too, is we don't get that fun, exciting, get that little adrenaline rush of performing things. So this is really fun to get to do that. So thank you again for joining us. Real quick, in case you have just found us somehow this week and are not already familiar, we do have Julian Hogan over here on the drums, or I should not even the drums, the percussion, the awesome amalgamation of various percussion instruments. Yeah, he has one actual drum in there. Julian Hogan on drum. Yeah, and then Steve Hogan on, believe it or not, that is like a bass. Really, I mean, it's
Bass ukulele.
it's a bass ukulele. Yeah, if you've never seen one of those things, it's pretty awesome. The way there's some new technology, these super weird rubbery, what are they made out of again? Silicone strings that allow for that really low, subby, almost acoustic bass kind of sounding. Yeah, super thick, super springy, bouncy, really cool, fun instrument. So that's that's what Steve's playing over there, the bass ukulele. So and of course this is the accordion. So yeah, let's see. So we're gonna do our version of Putting on the Ritz now. Hopefully I remember how it goes. So I'll probably do 2 courses of solo once we get there. I know we've been practicing one, but
Okay, sure.
and then we'll do that break the second time. All right. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much ready. All right, we did it, sort of. Sorry about that interlude there. All right, cool. So next up, we're going to do. Man, I get a lot of shout outs. This is the night of shout outs for tonight, but that's cool. I'm very blessed to be part of a very awesome and large intermingling musical community here in the Bay Area. Shout out to all my fellow Bay Area musicians. Can't wait to get to play with you guys again very soon. I'm very lucky to have in-house band here sheltering with, but I definitely miss getting to collaborate with all of our amazing friends out there. So thanks for all the support, all of you guys, and not only just in the Bay Area, of course. That's the other thing that's so cool about live streaming out here, is that we get to go out to everybody in the entire world. For example, our good friend Chansa, who's out in Mongolia, tuning in, and Ruchina from Bali. Awesome, that's so cool. Rachel from New York. Wow, that's so cool. It's really, really fun to.
Celia's on, although I think she missed if she was in college.
Oh, darn. Our my good friend Celia Harris is an amazing violinist who, as I mentioned, I think she was the first one to actually bring in that Amelie song into our trio, that Trios in Kala that we played together with. Like I said, album coming soon with that full medley. Also, shout out to John Monahan, the great guitarist, who's also in that group. And like I said, I'm just going to keep the shout outs rolling all night, because this next one is one that I wrote to bring into another awesome group called the Alea Project, which is a really fun group with two amazing South Indian American.
Oh, the mic's going out again.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Is this a cable? Is that what's going on? Check, check, check. It's good?
No, it's not.
Can you hear me actually coming out of the...
I can see it's real low.
Super low, right? Yeah.
There you go. That sounds better.
Is that better? I don't know. It still seems kind of low, right?
Yeah.
I can't tell. I have to, yeah. Seems... Dang it. Anyone in the comments saying whether they can hear the microphone or not? It's still coming through?
All right.
Okay.
We're good, I guess.
We're good. Okay, awesome. So, so anyhow, as I was saying, yes, thank you. This is a song that I originally composed to bring into the Alea Project, which is led by the phenomenal South Indian American musician Rohan Krishnamurthy, who's an amazing percussionist, and the other member of that group, Prashant. And I'm sorry, Prashant, I wish I knew how to pronounce your name. It's another beautiful and very long Indian last name that I can't quite pull out of my brain right now. But shout out to Prashant and Rohan from the Alea Project, who we just found out that Rohan, who's somewhere around my age, shares a teacher with my dad, Jim Hogan, who studied, what was his name? Durai. That's really cool. They just discovered they have a guru in common, even though they studied with them probably about 40 years apart or something like that. Who I believe just celebrated his 85th birthday. Anyhow, so this is one. Even though I brought it into a group that does a lot of collaboration with Indian music and American music, this one is also very much inspired by a huge influence of me, which is tango music. So this has a bit of a tango twist to it. Hence, I titled it because there's the genre of tango called nuevo tango. So, and this was my new song, so I just called it Nu Nuevo. So this is my song called Nu Nuevo. So I hope you like it. Is that what it is? Same one that I have, right? I know that other one's trying to right here. I think it is like we can't leave them on. I think I left mine like on. Okay, so I'll do a little intro thing and then get us into it. All right. Thank you so much. So I know I'm talking a lot tonight. I'll try to keep it down. But
For now,
yeah, I'll try to cut it back a little bit and focus on the music. But I do want to give, I guess it's another shout out, though it's not a friend of ours. I wish it was a friend of ours. But we are going to be paying tribute to a musical great. I think this is the first time that we've done a double tribute, right? We unfortunately, we tributed this musician earlier this year because he passed away earlier this year. And now we're tributing him again because his birthday is tomorrow. He's another birthday, 4th of July birthday boy. And that is, of course, Bill Withers, the great Bill Withers. Incredible musician, from what I understand, an incredible human being as well. Just seemed like such a genuine, awesome human being, and definitely a hero of mine. So I think it's worthy to pay tribute to him yet again with one of his most well-known tunes, Lovely Day. All right, thank you very much. All right, that was a medley of songs, a couple different tunes we threw together there. The first one was Jalem Jalem, a traditional, well, I don't know if it's traditional, I think it's a little more modern, but it's a Roma song. And I think it's kind of the unofficial Roma anthem as far as I understand. It's a awesome, really fun romp of a tune, Jalem Jalem, featuring Julian busting out his djembe chops on that one. Very nice, Jay.
Doombek to be specific.
Sorry. Excuse me. Frida's the video's frozen. Or is it frozen for you guys too? Is it frozen for you guys out there? Are you still? Am I still coming through? Is it still going down or?
It is frozen.
Wonder when it froze. About 2 minutes ago.
All right. That is unfortunate. We have to restart.
The audio's coming through, so you can.
The audio is coming through. Oh, okay. Well, you guys don't really need to see us anyways, right? As long as you can hear us. Well, anyhow, I guess I'll keep talking since you guys can hear me. Hopefully you'll be able to see me again in a second as well. As I was saying there, so the first tune in there was Jalem Jalem, a Roma song, and the next one that we threw in there. Sorry guys, it's one of those technical difficulties kind of a nights. You know, every once in a while you just have one of those. I felt it in the air. I was having all sorts of weird technical difficulties that weren't related to this stream today, but I just had a feeling there was that technical difficulty stink around the air for some reason. But in any event, hopefully you guys are. I'm gonna try restarting the phone. Okay, so hopefully you guys are still able to hear us. We're doing our best to get the video back up and running here. But in the meanwhile, you're stuck with my lovely voice. So what we did after that was we went straight into one of my all-time favorite pieces of music, and one that I really attribute to inspiring me to pick up this instrument, the accordion, and that is Astor Piazzolla's piece Libertango. And in particular, I remember Steve actually getting a CD by Yo-Yo Ma called The Soul of the Tango. I believe it was the soundtrack to a movie called The Tango Lesson as well. And just an incredible album, Yo-Yo Ma playing beautifully on it. The Assad brothers, these incredible Brazilian brothers that are amazing guitarists, were on that album as well. And just blew my mind. The story I always tell is I heard tango and loved it so much that I wanted to learn how to play it. And luckily for me, I didn't know that you're actually supposed to play tango on the bandoneon, which is a relative to the accordion that is much more difficult to play. It does not have a keyboard on it. It's all buttons. It has a crazy layout of buttons. So that was good for me that I instead picked up the accordion and tried to play tango on this instead, which still works pretty well and also allows for me to do a lot of other things. Bandoneon is a beautiful, awesome instrument that's very difficult to play. So so that's kind of how I fell in love with playing tango music and really inspired me to pick up this instrument as well. So next up, I assume we'll just kind of move forward here as hopefully we're back. If you guys are still tuned in, if you want to throw a comment up there, let us know if everything's coming through, video, audio, whatnot. That would be awesome.
Yeah,
Thanks. Video's back. Okay, thank you guys so much for bearing with us. Apologies for all the madness here. But a couple more tunes for you guys. And I'll give you a hint. We haven't played a Stevie Wonder song yet, which means the show is not over yet, right? Of course, if you know anything about the Hogan brothers, we got to at least throw one in there. So, but before we do that, we're going to play another song that is a really fun one that's very different. This is a hip-hop cover. The song is actually called Accordion, though I did some digging as I was learning the song, did a cover of this one a little while ago, and found out it's actually a pump organ and not an accordion on this song, but it has a very accordion-ish kind of vibe. But anyways, there's an amazing collaboration called Mad Villain, which is Mad Lib on production and MF Doom on vocals that did an amazing record together. And this is a really, really cool track featuring accordion-like sounds that I thought would be fun to apply to this group. Shout out to Aspect McCarthy, was the first one to hit me to this track. Yeah, and I fell in love with it ever since. Such a dope song. So we're gonna do our best to throw together a version of this. Hopefully everything runs smooth throughout this, and then I think maybe one more one after this to close it out. So thank you again for sticking with us. One more time, shout out to Julian Hogan doing all sorts of magic there with various percussion instruments and whatnot. Steve with the world's smallest bass, the ukulele bass, working them silicone strings there. And yours truly, Colin Hogan, on the accordion. And you probably see it down at the bottom of the screen, but in case you missed it, and you are feeling so inclined to throw any tips our way, as you probably can imagine, we are usually working musicians that cannot work nearly as much as we normally do these days. So we're doing our best to get by with what we got, and also still really excited to have an opportunity to bring our music out to the wide world out there. So if you do feel so inclined, there is some information down at the bottom of the screen about giving us any kind of tips. So thank you in advance for that. Much appreciated. And yeah, we're gonna go on with the Mad Villain. Oh, I believe this is I want to shout out the sample, Daedalus. Daedalus is the artist that originally created this musical idea, which then morphed into this hip hop tune. So here we go. Here's Accordion. All right, thank you guys so much. That was, of course, Stevie's Boogie On Reggae Woman. So boogie on, all you reggae women and reggae men out there. Thanks again for joining us. We do this every Friday night starting at 7:30. So, and every week, you never know what you're going to expect. I bet you guys didn't expect to see this week, did you? But that's what you got. But anyhow, so it's been super fun bringing this music to you guys and exploring all these different sides of our musical identities and creativities and whatnot. Hope you guys are having a blast coming along for the ride with us. Thank you again for hanging with us. Sorry about the technical difficulties and whatnot. We're going to keep on pushing, keep on trying to make better music and a better product for you guys. Hopefully we are bringing a little bit of fun to you guys wherever you are in the world. Thanks again for joining us, and we'll see you all next week. Bye.